Quarter Hotel. Melbourne. How we doing? We good? We well? Thank you all very much for coming out. Do you remember the last day you're in shape? Is anyone here just fucking blown out and never got it back? I remember the date. It's etched in my mind. February 4th, 2017. That was the last day I was in good nick. I'll never forget the day. It was the day I got married. I can't forget the day. It was the last day I was in good shape. I remember I got in shape for the wedding because some of my wife's friends couldn't make it to our big day. I wanted to be in shape so she'd be proud to show off the wedding photos and the wedding film to her mates at a later date. Obviously, I've never shown my friends the wedding film or wedding photos because no man has ever done that to another group of men. Oi lads, next Saturday, big screen, my joint. The fucking replay's on. Benny, you bring beers. Will, you'll bring bags, you loose cunt. We're doing it. Love, love, love. Lads, lads, lads. I'm proud to say I got in shape. I was in shape for the wedding ceremony, and I was out of shape by the wedding reception. Just a mere few hours later. Like, if you see photos of me reading my vows and then photos of me during the first dance, you'll go, fuck, was he allergic to the cake? What's happening here? Are there a lot of bees at this event? This is a puffy man we're looking at. I think you should know what body type you have and live accordingly, right? Just know what you've got, lock it in, be proud, move on, right? I know what body I've got. Some of you may have figured it out already. I've got the body of someone that was good at sports in high school, but who has played no sports since high school. You know what I mean? The old glory days rig. That's what I'm rocking here. If any of you in here tonight suffer from this affliction, you'll know it does get you into trouble in your later years because you've got the confidence of someone that was good at sports in high school, but the physical capabilities of someone who has not played sports since high school. It got me in trouble. A few years ago, pre-COVID, I was lucky enough to go to Europe to do some gigs. I got to perform at a comedy festival in Austria, at a ski resort, the Altitude Comedy Festival. Gigs were at night, so the comedians, we got to ski or snowboard during the day. Now, here's the thing. I'm from Hoppers Crossing, all right? 3029, represent, all right? I'm from Hoppers. Up until that day, I had never seen snow in my life. I've seen heaps of ice, but no snow, all right? They are vastly different conditions. There was a lot more teeth at the snow, I'll tell you what. But I've rolled in day one, straight to the equipment hire, and the guy said, "Sir, would you like to ski or snowboard?" And I said, "Fuck it, ski." And he clocked my accent. He said, "You're the Australian in town." I said, "Correct." He said, "Welcome. We heard it's your first time at the snow. Could we interest you in some skiing lessons?" I was like, "What? Lessons? Mate, why the fuck would I need lessons?" I was very good at footy 15 years ago. I'll be right. It turns out those skills have not translated across at all. I was awful at skiing. I was the worst. I was falling over on the flat bit. That's not great. That's like going jet skiing and tripping over in the car park. Just call it off. You're in for a mare. But I eventually found my feet. I kept crashing. My wife, Lucia, my favourite person in the world, she's so positive, so sweet, a ray of light. She's always trying to give me tips of encouragement. But on this day, she had not thought through those tips. She said, "Nick, I know why you're crashing. I'm watching you. You're going too fast. Nick, why don't you just slow down and go the same speed I'm going?" And I said, "Well, Lucia, mainly due to physics. That's why. I'm a fucking big unit. You're not. And we're going downhill, yeah? I'm 102 kilos. That's too many kilos for skiing. Let's be honest. Let's stop lying to ourselves. Skiing should be capped at 80 kilos, all right? If you weigh more than 80, you know what sports you're meant to play, all right? They involve picking up a ball and running headfirst at someone else that's getting migraines in their 40s, all right? They're our games. They're the big dog games. Oh. But if you think I had a rough day at the snow that day, not as bad as my mate Fridge. Fridge had a mare. Some of Some of you may have figured it out already just based on our lovely Australian nicknaming system. My friend Fridge, big unit. My mate Fridge, 6'4", 135 kilos. Yeah, Fridge was going way too fast. I was amazed Fridge didn't reach terminal velocity and just fucking punch through everything till he got to the beach. But I had the good sense to know why I was going too quick. Fridge had no idea. He was asking me for help. So it's my first day as well, Fridge. Here's a tip, mate. Get the fuck off the mountain. Look at the size of you, bro. Fridge, you're an avalanche with clothes on. Get out of here, mate. Before we all end up on the news. I'm trying to lose weight. It's too late now. Never a white t-shirt again. It's too late. I missed it. I missed the boat. Dark t-shirts forever. Trying to lose weight, but I'm in my mid-30s, right? Not the easiest time to lose weight, let's be honest. In your early 20s, if you want to lose weight, in your early 20s, if you want to lose weight, you just have half the chips that come with the kebab. Next morning, fucking shredded. And you deserve those abs, all right? You've made the necessary adjustment to your diet. Live it up. You're a king. But I'm 35. I'd take anything as a weight loss win, right? A little while back, my doctor said, hey, Nick, bad news. We've got to remove 3 moles. I was like, fuck yeah, shreds on. Here we go. All right, now we're talking. Yes. Hopefully one of those moles has roots into an organ I don't really need, and I'll be in good nick for summer. You know what I mean? Get that fucking gallbladder out, champ. What's it doing in there anyway? Trying to get under triple digits. I did something drastic a few years ago to try and lose weight. A couple of years ago, gave up booze for 12 months. Correct response. You're all in a pub on a Wednesday night. I didn't expect any of you to be like, good choice with your life. Just a couple hundred people staring at me going, what the fuck were you thinking, mate? Gave up booze for a year to lose weight. Lost none weight. That hurt. Because the year I didn't drink, 2020. Yeah, we know why that was a mistake. Hindsight, 2020. I didn't know. I didn't know when 2020 started it was going to be one of the worst years on record. Because not only was 2020 one of the shittest years we've ever had, it was also a fucking leap year. Which means I had a whole extra 24 hours to be bored and lose no weight. And I'm back now, though. I love it. I love drinking. I love beers, right? Beers are my favourite drink. One of the reasons I stopped, though, I was getting that beer, that beer puff? Like that beer... the beer bloat? Okay. You know when your cheeks start to block your peripheral vision? Does anybody drink that much? You know when you're having a pint and you're like, fuck, who's there? Oh, me. All right, fuck, all right. Time to pump the brakes on the froth. So I just got surprised by my own head. This is not good. Tell you what, though, that year off booze, you want to know what I got into? Thoughts. Flat out thoughts. I hadn't had thoughts for 18 years, so I figured it was an adolescent thing. But they were coming in thick and fast. And I remember I was sitting in my backyard here in Melbourne. It was one evening, Sunday evening. It was in between lockdowns. My wife and son were away at the time, and I was watching the sunset, right? And all I could think is, why do we call that a sunset? I don't know if you're aware of this. The sun does nothing different. Yet it's getting the credit in the name. The sun is just on. Flat chat all the time. One trick pony, the old sun, if I'm going to be honest. Yet here we are on Earth, on a rock slowly spinning away from the sun, yet we still refer to that process as a sunset. I got into weed and fun year. A lot of Ben & Jerry's ice cream on Uber Eats in 2020 probably explains the lack of weight loss, to be honest. My first big session back, though, on the booze in 2021. Right, I'm on a breakfast radio show here in Melbourne on Fox FM, and I work with a man by the name of Brendan Favola. Now, if you don't know about Brendan Favola, great AFL full forward, unbelievable, one of the best of all time, and also one of those great Aussie athlete / larrikins that would find himself on the front of the newspaper as much as the back of the newspaper, you know? And Super Bowl Monday 2021, I'm a big American football fan. He loves it. The Super Bowl on the Monday starts at 10 a.m. with the time difference. And the radio show finishes at 9 a.m. And he said, Cody, we're going to the pub and we're getting fucking blind. And I said, I'm happy to drink with you, Fev, but here's the thing. I've got a pregnant wife at home and a toddler at home. I've got to be home by 3 p.m. And he said, mate, you're not getting home by 3 p.m. I said, I have to be home by 3 p.m. And I got home at midday the next day. Oh no, just a cheeky 21 hours late to a pregnant wife and toddler. And I don't know if you've ever found yourself in that situation, but when the front door opens, you have to talk first, all right? Control the narrative. You can't let them get free shots in. You've got to go, 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 go. As soon as the door opened, I said, Lucero, I'm so sorry I fucked it. It's my first big session back. I hadn't had a big session for a year. It's my fault. My phone died. And she cut me off. She said, I know your phone died. And I said, how? And she said, Fev called. Now, at this point, my wife had never met my co-host, Brendan Favola. But apparently, at some point on Super Bowl Monday, I gave Brendan Favola my pregnant wife's phone number and said, Oi, Fev, you deal with it. And I don't think there is a less relaxing call for a pregnant woman to receive than from Brendan Favola saying, I've got your husband at the pub, everything will be A-OK. I apologised to Luch. I said, gorgeous, I'm so sorry I fucked it. It's my first big night out in over a year. Big day, big night, big morning. My mistake. I just want to say sorry, and as a show of faith to you that I've changed my ways, I'm going to not drink again until New Year's. And she went, whoa, Nick, I'm disappointed in what you've done, but I appreciate what you're doing to turn it around and to fix it in the future. But what my wife didn't realise is that I meant Chinese New Year's. So just 4 days off, I was back on the piss. It turns out it was the year of the mad dog. You wouldn't want to miss it. We do have 2 kids now. My wife and I have 2 beautiful boys. We've got a 3-year-old boy and a 1-year-old boy. My wife wants another child. Thank you. I'll pass on those survey results. This is all a big ruse just to tell her it's a bad idea. 3's too many. 2's plenty. She really wants a third. My wife really wants a third because we've got 2 boys and my wife would really love a girl, which I don't think is very progressive of my wife. You know? It's 2022. We may have a couple of daughters already. You know, just wait. Just be patient, you know. What are we doing? A couple decades' time, you're going to be old greedy guts with the 3 girls, are you? All right. I love it. I enjoy being a dad. I think my favourite part about being a parent, hands down, is that I never know how each day will begin. I remember pre-kids how every day started. Hungover and whenever the fuck I wanted it to. Now we've got 2 little loose units in the house. Who knows how each day starts? Charlie, the 3-year-old, sleeps in bed with my wife and I occasionally. A little while back on a Saturday morning, 5 a.m, I'm woken up by Dad. Dad, Dad, Dad. Dad, 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 Dad. I roll over in the bed to where he usually is. He's not there. The mystery begins. Dad, 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 Dad. I flick on the bedside lamp, start looking around the room. Where the fuck is he? Oh, there he is. He's near the bedroom door. The 3-year-old has pulled off his night nappy and he's just stretching his foreskin as far as he can stretch it. Just... Dad, 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 Dad. Dad, 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 Dad. He's not happy, he's not sad. He's not excited, he's not angry. He's just Dad, 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 Dad. And that's how that day began for me. Because I don't know about the rest of you in here tonight, but once I've seen a stretch 4-y, I'm up and about. You know what I mean? If you could go back to sleep after that, there's something wrong with you. You're cooked. If any of you in here tonight are thinking of having kids in the future, by the way, don't let me dissuade you. It's good fun. All I recommend is partying as hard as possible now. The harder you party now, the easier it is to be a parent in the future. And our first son, Charlie, was born the first day in the hospital. The nurses showed me his nappy. He'd done a poo. His first ever poo. If you've never seen newborn baby poo before, it's called meconium. Meconium is a sticky black tar. And the nurses and midwives are like, look at that. Look at that, new dad. Look at his poo. You ever seen a poo like that before, new dad? Sticky black tar? Does that gross you out? So fuck no, I drink Guinness. I've seen heaps of shits like that. That's probably 80% of my shits look like that, if I can be honest with you. Clearly doesn't smell like a Guinness shit. We're all in here smiling, you know? So the harder you party pre-kids, the easier it is to be a parent. My wife is currently breastfeeding. She's breastfeeding little Max. They're our kids' names, by the way. We've got Charlie and Max, and the reason my wife and I went with those names is because those are names. Now, a lot of people fumbling the bag at the end there. They get everything else sorted. Pram, check. Car seat, check. Cot, check. Birthing class, check. A baby comes out, they go, fuck, I don't know, Caden. And they just send a Caden out and you go, wee, whoa, whoa, whoa. Apologies to any Cadens in tonight. I'm getting a Caden vibe from the back here. I'm like a bogan John Edward. I'm feeling an Aiden. Jaden, Braden, Caden. No. Caden's a bogan name. Guys, I'm from Hoppers. I know bogans. All right, I'm a bogan. If you don't think Caden is a bogan name, just type it into Google News and see what you get. Just saying, we're not going to see a lot of Dr. Cadens, are we? But we will see a lot of high-speed pursuit Cadens. They hate a speed limit. I'm not knocking them, by the way. I'm a 35-year-old that just got his full licence last year, all right? I'm not... Any late licence getters in here, by the way? Yeah. How old?
I'm 35. I got it 2 months ago.
2 months ago? Got your P's?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, nice work. Now, some of those are legitimate claps, some are pity, and you should take them all on board. It's a bloody great achievement, because what these fucking eager beavers don't know is when you wait until your 30s, straight to green peas, all right? That's what you get. There's no year of your life wasted on your red peas, all right? You've just got to hold out for maybe 12, 13, 15 years, and you get to skip a level. I think that's worth it. How did you go in your test?
I failed once and then I passed the second time.
You failed once?
Yeah.
How did you fail the first time?
The 3-point turn, I turned like the wrong way.
Hold on, you turned the wrong way at the start of the 3-point turn or halfway through? You thought you were playing Snake. You're like, no, fucking, no. Fuck you. You're not. What happened? How did you?
I was like, yep, and then I just thought you had to like turn around, right? And I realized now. 3-point turn, first turn is to the right, and then you. I don't know.
I'm a 30s P player as well. Don't worry, it's fine. Well, where are you from originally?
I'm from Canada.
You're from Canada. Did you have your licence in Canada? No. You just thought, I'll move to another country, have a go there. If I can clock it in Australia, it'll give me confidence to come home. Get it done there. No respect, but you got it second time. Nice work. Is that a baby? Oh, fuck, my actual baby's here. Fuck. Is he all right? My wife's with him up the back. Is he breastfeeding now? Is he sucking on a titty in my show? What a mad dog. What an absolute mad dog. You all think you're having a good night. This 1-year-old's living the dream. You had to get dressed up for this. Someone dressed him, he shit himself, and now he's sucking a tit. He's the champ. He's clocked it. I got my licence. Got my licence at 31. Got the P's at 31 because my wife, Lucia, was pregnant and she's a very chilled operator. Her only rule was, Nick, we're not getting an Uber to the hospital, you fucking loser. And I think that's fair. That is fair. I got the P's, got it. Obviously got it. Got my automatic licence. Thank you. No, fuck off. I'm not. No. Who is still driving a manual? Honestly, normal people go to space now, and you're going. You churn your own butter as well, fuckheads. It's the future. What are you doing? I just get in my car, put my foot down, vroom, I'm off. Thanks, science. Thanks, technology. Obviously, crushed it. Crushed my licence test. Because when I got my P's, I was 31. I was a fully grown adult. Know who gets nervous doing their driving test? Teenagers. Nothing's ever happened to them before. That's why they get rattled behind the wheel of a car. They'll be like, what? I gotta do a reverse parallel park. But I've got a school project due next Thursday. Oh. My instructor asked me, mate, are you afraid of a reverse parallel park? So, fuck no, man, I've had chlamydia and the taxman chase me. I could give a fuck about a reverse park. I'll do that with my eyes closed. And I did, and he failed me as well. He was impressed, but rules are rules. But I got the licence, asked them if there are any restrictions to being a P-plater at 31. I said, surely not all of these same rules apply. I am 31. They said, sorry, mate, you're a P-plater, regardless of age. All the rules apply. Which one didn't you want to apply to you? And I said, to be honest, just the phone. I just need the phone while I'm driving. I'm not doing TikTok dances. I just need it for maps. Can I please use my phone for maps? They said, absolutely not. You're a P-plater, regardless of age. P-platers, it's too dangerous for them to use a phone while driving a car. And I said, what am I meant to use for directions then? And they said, you should get a street directory. For safety. Because I think we can all agree there's nothing safer than doing 100 kilometres an hour and going from page 83 to 52, up to 97, down to 12, back to 83, back to 56. You know what I mean? I'd hate for a phone to tell me to turn right in 200 metres. That'd be dangerous, all right? Give me a fucking book to read, all right? It's not a nanny state. Let me read and drive. But I got it. Got the licence, and I'm doing great, by the way. You don't have to worry that there's some old P-plater out there on the road. Don't worry about it. If you don't believe me, just the other week, the traffic lights took a photo of me, all right? That's how good... Do you know how good at driving you have to be for the government to want photographic evidence of you doing it? I assume the photo's up in Parliament House now. They're like, Albo, have a look at this bloke. 110 in a school zone. He's backed himself, hasn't he? Everyone else timid around the kiddies. Not this one. Skirt, skirt. So the next move I had to make was at 31 years of age, I had to buy my first ever car. With a kid on the way, I made the only sensible choice. Ultimate dad vehicle, second-hand Subaru Forester. Thank you. Yes. Great car. The day I've picked it up at the Subaru dealership, the car salesman said, congratulations on your purchase, mate. Can we interest you in the celebration package? So I said, fuck, this guy has already forgotten which car I bought. I've just purchased a second-hand Subaru Forester. There's nothing to celebrate here. I love rap music, right? Rap music is my favourite genre of music. You know what car you've never heard about in a rap song? A Subaru Forester. It's never 8 bitches in the Subi F. Ba, 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 DJ Khaled. It's not that type of vehicle. I do love rap, by the way. I'm a big rap music fan. I've gotten into country music a little bit more recently, though. Not sure what happened there. I just got a pair of R.M. Williams boots as a gift, and Spotify said, mate, we think you'll enjoy this now. And they're working hard on those algorithms, and they're fucking nailing them. Because I tell you what, if you love rap music, very easy to get yourself into country music. I'll tell you why. It's the same themes. It's just parties, cars, good times. Best bit about country music, though, lot lower level of success expected in life. That's nice. Rap music, if you listen to too much of it, can make you feel bad about yourself. Rap music can give you anxiety. Listen to rap music all day, you go to bed, you're like, fuck, I don't even own one Bugatti. I'm a loser. I've got to turn my life around. Then you pop on some country music, you're like, fuck yeah, I've got a barbecue. I've got to hang with these boys. As I said, the looser life you live, easier it is to be a parent, right? Because she's currently breastfeeding. I don't know if anybody in here has studied medicine in the past, but my wife has currently got what the doctors refer to as huge breast milk titties. Now, hey, sorry, if you didn't laugh at that, you went to TAFE, all right? That's not my fault, all right? I'm trying to cover some highbrow concepts up here, okay? Get on board, please. If you've never seen breast milk breasts in action before, it is wild. They expand and contract 10 to 12 times a day. They'll fill up with milk, the baby feeds, they empty, the body knows how much milk the baby drank last time, so it'll know an approximate amount to make for the next feed, right? But here's the thing, sometimes little baby Maxie goes down for a nap, and he naps for a little bit longer than usual. The problem is, my wife's body keeps making milk, and all of a sudden, my wife's walking around with a pair of Nature's bolt-ons. You know, doesn't even look like my wife anymore. It just looks like some chick from the Goldie who's trying to get on maths. You know, it is. They are taut. Like, you can bounce coins off them. It's impressive. And I'll be sitting on the couch just trying to enjoy my dad. My wife will walk in and go, Nick, look at my breasts. Look at them. They are huge. Look how big, mate, they are fucking massive. But you can't touch them. They are very sensitive. But look how big they are. I know you want to touch them, but you can't touch them. What do you think about that, Nick? Big titties in your face that you can't touch. How does that make you feel? Like, whatever, Luch, I've been to the strippers before. You know what I mean? I've seen heaps of big titties you can't touch, you know? It's actually how society works in general. But, doesn't mean I don't get confused sometimes. I get my locations mixed up. Just a little while back, middle of the night, fast asleep, I stretch out and I accidentally brushed my wife's breasts. And I woke up in a panic. I thought, fuck, mate, a Maori's about to throw you through a door. Then I remembered, you're not at the strippers now, mate. Relax, you've done nothing wrong. You're an innocent husband having a stretch. How good's Bluey? I know, weird gear change, but where do we honestly go from there? The 3-year-old loves it. My 3-year-old is a massive fan of Bluey. He only got to start watching TV at the age of 2. My wife won't let our kids watch TV before the age of 2 because she's hippie-ish. No, she's not full hippie, she's hippie-ish. She's like, Nick, the World Health Organization recommends no screens before 2. It's a pandemic, lady. Put the fucking TV on. Those rules weren't written for when we were locked inside for ages, you know? Like, Luch, you can say what you want, but when you go for a nap, the boy and I are watching Sky Racing. Now, no, hear me out. He loves dogs. He loves them. And he's going to learn numbers, 1 through 8. 9 and 10 if they're scratchings. He's going to learn colours, patterns. What's a trifecta? You know, NAPLAN shit. And he's learning it early. But he loves Bluey. Loves Bluey. If you've never seen it before, it's a cartoon on ABC Kids about a family of blue heeler dogs that live in Brisbane. That's it. That's the show, and it is a worldwide success. And I think a big part of that success is that Bluey is set in Brisbane. Brisbane, let's be honest, generally a lot nicer weather, and the parks are incredible. I just don't think Bluey would be such a smash hit if it was set here in Melbourne. I'm sorry, Melbourne. I've lived here my whole life. Bluey's not working here. You know, hey, Dad, can we go to the park? Sorry, Bluey, it's raining and there's a syringe under the swings again. Oh, no. Oh, sad Bluey. But some parents get upset. Adult human parents will get upset at Bluey because apparently the level of parenting in that show makes them feel inadequate about the job they are doing with their own children, which is incredible to me. But I think it really does encapsulate just how tired the parents of young children are. That you can be watching a cartoon on ABC Kids And all that's going through your mind is, you fucking think you're better than me, dog? Nah. Nah, fuck this. Where's my laptop? I'm writing a blog. And they do. They write blogs, big social media posts. They write articles in newspapers about how Bluey's parents, their level of parenting makes them feel inadequate. That's crazy to me. Those parents need to relax. Bluey goes for 7 minutes an episode. That's why the parenting's great. You were getting a highlight reel of their day. Every parent has a solid 7 minutes in them a day. Let's be honest, if Bluey went for 10 minutes an episode, at some point the dad would walk into another room and yell cunt into a pillow. All right, because that is truly what parenting is about. As I said though, my wife is hippie-ish. Not a full hippie. Some of her mates, full-on hippies. When she was pregnant the first time, they were coming around with what they thought was helpful information. Remember the first time they came in? Nick, you getting a doula? Just out like that. You're hiring a doula? I don't know. You can't ask me about the birth plan. I've got no say in it. My wife's the one that's got to grow the baby in her body. She's the one that's got to push it out. She's the one that's got to feed the baby from her own body. I have no say in the birth plan. And Luch said, guys, I don't know what a doula is. And her mate said, Luch, it's amazing. It's like someone you can hire to help you through childbirth. We thought, well, that sounds great. So I went online, had a look into it, and it turns out her friends were sort of correct. It turns out a doula is like a midwife, yeah? But without all of those pesky qualifications that a midwife has. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you going to uni for? It's just childbirth. What could possibly go wrong, you know? We're probably all a go-get-em attitude and a few YouTube videos away from just helping out in childbirth wherever we please. We're not getting a doula. I didn't want to get a doula. I said, I don't know. Luch isn't keen. I'm not keen. They said, what about a water birth then? You should definitely have a water birth. And Luch said, yeah, maybe. If I'm in the hospital, in the birthing suite, I'm in the bath, and that's where I'm most relaxed, and that's where the baby comes out. As long as I'm safe and the baby's safe, then yeah. In that situation, I guess I will have a water birth. And her mate said, in a hospital? Yuck. Why would you give birth in a hospital? I said, you know what, Luch, I'll field this one. Because that's where the doctors are, you daft cunt. You know, that... What are you doing? We're in Australia, it's free. Just go to the hospital. That's why we all pay tax. So people that know what the fuck they're doing can do their job correctly. I'm a stand-up comedian. My wife's an actor. There's no medical knowledge in our house. There's nothing in our house that can... We've got a Roomba, but that's not going to clean up a placenta. No way. It gets scared of dust. It's not picking that up. Nick, you have to have a water birth. It's magical. Is it? Maybe I've had magic wrong all these years. For me, I always thought magic was like there was a big show, someone getting sawn in half, doves fly, ta-da. But nah, turns out magic is a baby's first few seconds on this planet just falling out of mum into an inflatable pool from Aldi. Just don't think that's very magical. Do what you want, but an inflatable pool? You're going to give birth in an inflatable pool? That is technically an above-ground pool. You want to give birth in an above-ground pool? You just put a bogan curse on your child. I'm so sorry. I don't care how many barefoot chakra readers are in here. That's a V8 Supercars fan you just pushed out, all right? And why is there even water in there? Just fill that up with Monster Energy drink and give that baby the sustenance it craves. My 3-year-old started daycare recently, which has been the best, because up until that point, he'd been there. Just right. All the live-long day. There. And He was excited. I was excited. I've dropped him off his first day of daycare. And the daycare centre said, hey, Nick, we need you to download an app on your phone for our daycare centre. I said, not a problem. Easy done. Got the app, left him there, got home. 10 minutes later, phone blowing up. Notifications. I thought, oh, what's happened at the daycare centre? I opened my phone and they're sending me photos of my 3-year-old son doing activities with his brand new mates. And I actually had to call him up and say, hey, guys, I don't want to see him. You've got this transactional fucking topsy-turvy, all right? If I wanted to see him, he'd be in my house for free. But I've just paid you a mozza to not see him, all right? So I don't want to get in the way of your artistic pursuits. Please, continue with the photos. I don't mind. Put them up around the office. Sell them on the dark web. I don't give a fuck. Just don't send them to moi. So my wife and I now have been married for over 5 years. It's going great. The only problem my wife and I have is that we come from very different financial backgrounds. My wife comes from money. I do not come from money. Now, when I say she comes from money, again, you have to understand that I grew up in Hoppers Crossing. So when I say she comes from money, what I mean is that neither of her parents have credit card debt, all right, which it's a bit fucking ooh-la-la, if you ask me, all right? Like, there's not one Afterpay account in their entire family tree. My wife's whole family answer private numbers with confidence. No Codys are answering private numbers. So if I see a private number, the hair's bleached blonde, we're off to Darwin. Sorry, kids. We're starting fresh. There's some bad news on the other end of that. Like, my in-laws have hobbies. They're in their 70s. They're trying new shit. The fuck is that? No elderly relative of mine has hobbies. Every Cody dies the same way. Just pumping their superannuation into a more chili pokies machine at a local RSL till they clutch their chest, fall off the chair, no more chili. It's the circle of life. But pre-pandemic, my in-laws were over in Italy while her mum was doing art classes, right? So her dad could ride his bike around the Giro d'Italia track, which is like the Italian version of the Tour de France. My mum is currently serving a 6-month ban on Facebook for calling Trump supporters fuckheads. You know, it's just saying, spend your twilight years how you choose. You know, it's up to you. Actually, I feel bad for my parents. I've been saying it all show, if you're going to have a kid, you should have kids. It's great. It's a good time, right? No better time than now. Technology's fantastic. I feel bad for my mum. I was born in 1987, right? That's pre-internet. It's not the worst bit. She had to push out this head. It was a big bonce. Real big bonce. Mum pushed it out. She reminded me. Every year in my birthday card since the age of 8, she's written 100 stitches, never forget. She used the 9/11 hashtag. Never forget that. To be fair, they both did involve unplanned demolitions, but still, it's a child's birthday card. Jesus, Karen. I feel bad for my parents. I'm born in 1987, right? 1987, no internet, right? No internet means no Google, no WebMD. Right at the minute, if one of our kids gets sick, my wife and I will hop on the computer quickly, see what we can find, right? They had none of that. They didn't have Encarta. That was 8 years away, you know? Just all the secrets to the universe on 2 CDs somewhere in the study, you know? No internet means no social media. No Facebook, no Twitter, no Instagram. What the fuck could my parents have possibly known before social media? My poor parents probably think that the world is round and vaccines work, but thankfully, we've got social media now, and what a great time, you know? Just some people telling us about science who aren't scientists. You know, it's great. They're putting in the hard yards, you know? Telling us facts while also putting spaces before commas, you know? Nothing will have me write off what you're saying online faster than a space before a comma. I don't care if the message starts with, mate, if you get to the end of this, 100 grand cash. I go, is that a space before it? No, delete. Fuck that. You're a dunce and a liar. My mum was telling me a story recently about when I was 6 weeks old. She came in to check on me in the cot. On this morning, I'm in my cot, I assume beard and all, and I'm doing this with my tongue, all right? I'm doing that. Just a bit of that. If you've ever hung around with newborn babies for a long period of time, you know they're having a go. They're trying shit out. Some days it's that, you know. Some days it's both hands in the air, like they should be outside a used car dealership. You know, just let them work. But on this day, I'm doing this with my tongue. Mum freaks out. 1987, no internet, can't look it up. She scoops me up out of her cot, raises me straight to our family doctor, just walks through a packed waiting room into his office and hands me, her 6-week-old son, over to our family doctor and says to him, and I quote, "Oi, doctor, what are you going to do about this?" He's retarded. Fucking hell, mum. Couldn't do that in 2022, could you? Just go in and immediately see a doctor. Fuck, the 80s were wild. And before I get out of here tonight again, I want to thank you all very much for coming out to this. It means the world to me. There's a sec. Such a good pub. Melbourne's back. We're back on. Get out. Get amongst it. Coming up to summer, and as a pasty ginger, it is my time to hide. But I'll see you back winter next year. This is my final day out and about. But before I get out of here, I want to tell you about the greatest thing that's ever happened to me in my life. And I remember the date. And no, it was not my wedding. Sorry. Somebody says the wedding was their best day of their life. They are lying or boring. It's a fucking cool party. Hands down, it's the best party I've ever had. It was so much fun. The greatest thing that ever happened to me happened later that year. December 20th, 2017. It's a date I'll never forget. I was flying home after the gigs in Europe from Manchester to Melbourne. And my wife Lucia had flown home a couple of weeks earlier. I was by myself, but there had been big snowstorms in the UK that week. And that meant a lot of delays at the airport. And passengers were furious. I was not furious because I was about to fly from the UK to Australia, which means I was about to enjoy free beers for approximately 32 hours. I was just in my sweatpants, ready to be the best me I can be, you know? I don't know about the rest of you, but on a long-haul flight, I love trying to drink the ticket value in booze, you know? I like getting off the plane financially in front, you know? Physically, years behind, but we've made a small profit, and that's something. People in line, they're cracking the shits, they're furious. It's finally my turn to check in. And the lady at the Etihad check-in desk said a sentence I'll never forget. She said, "Mr. Cody, thank you for remaining calm while a lot of your fellow passengers have not. And just as a little early Christmas gift from us here at Etihad, we'd like to offer you a free upgrade to business class for your entire flight home to Australia." It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Business class is the best thing that's ever been invented. It's better than drugs. I know, I've done both. I've seen every episode of the TV show Intervention. If you've never seen Intervention before, right, it's a great show to watch if you're hungover, right? Each week on Intervention, somebody with a drinking, drug or gambling problem has their family spring an intervention on them. And if it sounds like a sad TV show, you are correct. But it'll make you feel better about you and the choices you've made in your life. Say you have a big one, big Saturday night, right? You wake up Sunday afternoon on the couch. Never a great start, you know. Got a dry mouth. Your tongue is stuck to the roof of your mouth and you go, fuck, this is going to be the type of hangover where it hurts to put on a hat. I'm in a bad way. And you start going through all the damage you did to yourself the night before. You go, I had 20 beers last night. 20. I smoked 5 cigarettes. I don't even smoke. I had 2 kebabs. Fuck. I remember I got a kebab on the way home from the pub, but that must have just given me more energy to return to the pub. I've knocked off another 8 unnecessary pints. I've needed a second kebab for the for realsies journey home. I'm a piece of shit. I've got to turn my life around. Then you pop on intervention, you're like, is that bloke drinking keyboard cleaner? I'm all right. Who gives a shit, you know? Who cares? I'll have 4 kebabs next weekend. Who gives a fuck? Bit of late night proteins never hurt anyone. All those episodes of intervention, though, they go to rehab, they say the same thing when they get out. Every single time. They get out of rehab and they say this, I cannot go back to that life. I can never go back there again. And that's how I know business class is better than drugs. Because nobody has stepped off a long-haul flight where they've flown business class and said, I can't go back there. No. I miss economy. I miss the warm touch of strangers' elbows on my elbows. On both sides. I like the middle seat. I'm mental. I miss sleeping upright like a conehead. I miss peeling foil off of my food as if I'm camping in a $350 million piece of equipment designed by the world's best engineers. I miss it. Nobody ever says that because business class is the greatest thing that's ever been invented. It's a bed in the sky. You can't even get jet lag. You want to know why? You're on a fucking bed in the sky. Jet lag shouldn't even be called jet. It's got nothing to do with jets. It's just you're up for too long and you're uncomfortable, right? I've read the magazine in economy my whole life. Always fly economy, long haul flights, you read the magazine. Tips on how to beat jet lag. Tip number 1, drink 86 litres of water. You're like, well, now I've got to piss a lot and I'm furious. Tip number 2, move your watch, just change the hands to the time zone you're flying into. That's not going to do anything. Changing your watch won't help. You're fucking wrecked. Have you ever gone out for a Sunday sesh? You think, I'm just going to have a couple of nice beers, beautiful Sunday afternoon, and then you roll into your house 7 a.m. Monday morning. You go, whoa, I've overdone this. I'm in a bad way. I've got to go to work in an office in 2 hours. How the fuck? I know what I'll do. I'll just move the big hand around a bit. There we go. Fresh as a daisy. I feel a promotion coming on. No. You're in big trouble. When I got home, told my mates, right? They all said the same thing. Oh, Nick, you don't need it, mate. You don't need business class, mate. I said, guys, you've got to do whatever you can do. Business class is the greatest thing that's ever been invented. They said, you don't need it, mate. All you need is an economy seat, a few glasses of red, a couple of Xanax and a Temazepam. I'm like, all right, Heath Ledger. Some of us trying to walk off at the end, you know. I appreciate the laughs from here. A few groans coming from the Caden section. Guys, what's going on? There's been 17 Batman movies since it happened. DC have moved on. Why haven't you? You know. My mates with kids, they were the worst. I told them, guys, best day of my life. Free upgrade to business class. They all said, Nick, you think it's the greatest day of your life, but you wait. You wait until you have your first child. That day is truly magical. And it happened. A little less than a year later, my son Charlie was born. My wife pushed him out and I caught him. I cut the cord and I was looking into his eyes when he opened them for the very first time. And not even fucking close. To a free upgrade from the UK to Australia. Are you serious? There's 7 billion people on the planet. Who gives a fuck? That's not a miracle. How many free upgrades has there been from England? 12? That's a miracle. The people in business class that had actually paid for their seats, the real business class passengers, they hated me. They knew I was free upgrade, boy. They could smell it on me. No, literally, Lynx Africa. They're like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? What is that on his shirt? What's a UFC? Right? It's ruined my life. That lady at Eddie had that day has ruined my life. She was like a drug dealer. She's given me a little taste for free. And now, I'd suck a dick for it. I'd suck a dick for business class. Are you serious? How long's a dick suck? 4 minutes? I'll suck 6 dicks for business class. That's 24 minutes. Long haul flight. You get a bed in the sky, you're not sucking 6 dicks. I'll suck 9 dicks. That's 36 minutes. There's Listerine up the front. I checked. They give you a toothbrush and everything. You can gargle. You're fine. You get it 10 dicks. Final offer, 10 dicks. 40 minutes worth of dick sucks for a bed for 30 hours. You wouldn't suck 10 dicks. Are you serious? God, honestly. If you wouldn't suck a dick for business class, you can't spot a bargain and I don't want to be mates with you. You're a fucking goose. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. Have a ripper. I hope to see you next time. Night.